I have the Survivor Series Elite Collection Ultimate Warrior here because we've got a Build-A-Figure Rick Rude. And since he just comes in a suit, the other figures just come with the rest of his suited body, we can actually just get a suited body that's already been released and kind of put together both Rick Rudes. We've got two Rick Rude heads. I think maybe there's a little bit of an error on the bearded head with the eye printing. It's kind of up in there. That might just be mine, but that's a little bit off, but I'd say the bearded kind of Rick Rude head, good for the DX version. He was on Raw with the WWF. He did kind of grow his beard out in WCW later, but we're probably mostly talking about the night he was on both shows on the same week. The DX version with the beard here. And then more of his classic look from when he was really an active wrestler. He shaved that beard, left the mustache to come out and join the NWO on WCW Nitro. Two really great heads. And again, the Build-A-Figure, the body is just going to be like one of these suit bodies that we've already had released. So it's pretty great to pick up the Ultimate Warrior figure and get these two Rick Rude heads. This one just great for if you wanted to do a wrestling version with the short hair as well. So this Kane is actually a similar little suit build I've done before. Just using a Triple H suited body since he was kind of the authority boss in WWE before. There's several figures with a suited body like this from him, but any suited body does work. The cool thing was even basic released suited bodies would have the elite legs before when they were doing these Triple H suited bodies and a few others. So it's a little cheaper and you're getting the elite articulation and the red tie, which is cool, which is probably good for the DX one. I also got it because it was tall for Kane, and so we have a very tall Rick Rude here though, but still going to work. I believe the JBL body here is also going to be pretty tall, but they did start making a basic style suited body instead. So here we don't have the elite articulated legs, because they were giving that out for cheap, I guess, too much. But that's fine, we can get the NWO, short mustache head. And we have kind of an NWO Rick Rude debuting. You can give him a WCW style microphone to differentiate the two. I'll probably end up turning this DX one back into the Kane figure that I had. And then maybe another time I will get a extra suited body to maybe have one in my WWF collection and WCW collection. Just because it is a unique event that occurred that he was able to not be under contract. He could leave the WWF and go to WCW the same week. It's kind of a big deal, and probably why the WWF clamped down on contracts really hard after that. And ever since. And as a bonus feature, this does come with an Ultimate Warrior figure. Fist, the open hands, and wide open palm hands here is from a Survivor Series pay-per-view appearance. But we're talking 1990s, so super early 90s. And my collection's more late 90s to 2000 with 1997 Rick Rude appearances. So he's got his tassels. You can kind of roll to in place. Longer hair, so he's not going to be able to look up. With the head articulation, we got open mouth and no alternate head, so he's just going to be in crazy screaming mode. Depending on which way you pose him, it is handy that those tassels can roll around, but they're also with like a little plug and hole, so you can kind of rotate it also. So you wouldn't have to take it off to angle it whichever way. The only survivor. I believe the tassels on the knee pads will be the same way. They're like articulated tassels. You can kind of have him pointing back like if he's in one of his runs. Then the boot tassel kind of piece is its own little piece there. Just a plain laced boot underneath. Even some hard molded tassel bits on the side. Unfortunately, we did not get the white strap WWF Championship with him. That would have been a great little accessory to include. So a cool figure doesn't fit my collection particularly, but it's a unique warrior attire. We got the colors, but then the silver face paint and boots. It's kind of a unique look for the warrior. Oh, the mold. But the main takeaway here, we have the WWF and WCW Rick Rude as a manager for two of the most popular groups as well, D Generation X and the NWO. I couldn't pass up having the 2 heads so I could have either one. I have another video here where I make an NWO Dusty Rhodes in the same kind of way. You can find the playlist for all my WWF and WCW late 90s Attitude Era action figure openings. So get subscribed and hopefully I can see you in the next video. It's gonna be a rude awakening.